Bar crawl like an expert.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back to the Nightlife Entrepreneurs Podcast, episode numero 4.
Number 4. Here we are, live and direct, like always. Thank you to all our listeners for listening. We're excited to be here with our man, Antar from Red Bar. How are you, my friend?
What's the name of the place again?
Red Bar.
Red Bar.
Hey, this
Drink
is
Company.
Red Bar, the drink company. I like
great
that.
place here in Brickell. Beautiful bar. If you could see behind us, it's pretty stacked up.
We'll ask the cameraman to move around later.
Yeah.
Show you a little more.
How are you, man?
I'm doing fine.
How you been?
Good.
You're excited?
A little bit.
You're being interviewed by us superstars. So how's it going? How are you? How are you getting ready for this weekend?
Yeah.
This weekend,
This weekend is going to be okay.
Yeah?
Following weekend might be crazy. We're doing Cinco de Mayo, so Cinco de Mayo is, one of those big days that we wait for all year, you know?
It's the Latin St. Patrick's Day, right?
It's crazy.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I mean, I don't even know if people know what they're celebrating. They just go out and celebrate and drink. So
you being the owner of Red Bar, for you it's a great thing. You look forward to it, right?
Yes, it definitely is one of the days that we look for. Usually there's 3-4 days in the year that we're waiting for, and Cinco de Mayo is definitely one of those,
Awesome.
It's crazy that in this business we're not thinking of vacation as we're gonna get off. It's the opposite. Like for us, it's like everybody's vacation is our time.
That totally is true.
Get really paid.
Of course. No, and we have to take advantage of those pockets, right? Those are the pockets that'll definitely help you kind of like meet your quota for the
Cinco de
end of the
Mayo,
year, right?
St. Patrick's, New Year's, Halloween. At least those 4.
Yeah, those 4, and that's
my
it.
Birthday.
Your birthday.
The other ones are like secondary, but those 4 are the big ones,
For us in South America, Carnaval in February. In Colombia, Carnaval de Barranquilla is a huge thing, or the Brazilians with their carnival.
Well, everyone's Independence Day is also a big thing.
Yeah, it's
secondary. More in the countries. Here is not as much as
the good thing about Cinco de Mayo and St. Patrick's.
Everyone celebrates
those.
Those
are drinking days, and exactly like you say,
drink responsibly.
You don't have to be Mexican to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. You don't have to be. Where are they from?
Mexico?
No, I mean St. Patrick's.
Irish.
Irish, yeah.
You don't
have to be.
They not even celebrate Cinco de Mayo
You gotta
in
drink
Mexico.
like Irish.
I tell you, man, it's just an excuse to drink and party and enjoy and celebrate life.
Aiko,
so we're here.
like every week,
Yes.
we start the show,
Man.
and the first thing we gotta do, we don't do it.
Yeah, we got to do it. Don't
So,
forget, man. What's our hashtag?
Guys,
How do
you guys
people
can find us at
Nightlife
website.
Entrepreneur, right?
nightlifeentrepreneurs.com/podcast.
Okay.
You can find us on YouTube, on iTunes, on Spotify, Facebook, everything. Nightlife Entrepreneurs. My Instagram is the Nightlife Entrepreneur, and Aiko is Aiko Taps Beer.
Aiko Taps Beer, and you could also find me at Doral Food and Wine Festival.
There you go.
And do you have a hashtag or anything you would like to have
The Red Bar Brickell.
Red Bar Brickell.
Yep.
All right. So when you want to find that cool bar to come party at, search Red Bar Brickell and come along, man. Right here, Antar will be here to say what's up to you and maybe show you a couple of the mixologists. I don't know if you're a mixologist or your bartenders are, but
They are.
They are, right?
I used to make drinks and bartend. Now I try not to, but
That
So
brings us to that first
Yes.
question. We always start at the beginning with how did you get into this industry?
wow. I
great,
don't know. Start as a busboy, long time ago. Bongos.
wow.
So
Emilio Stefan's Bongos
yeah. So I was
partied a lot there. Fun.
I worked in a car wash, and then I applied to be a busboy over there at Bongos. Then became a barback, and they ended up somewhere else as a barback. Then became a bartender. Was bartender for like 10 years, and saved some money and buy a few restaurants and bars.
See, guys,
in between, and some of them
stories in this industry are real and very possible.
Real, man. So from busboy to bartender, and like you said, you saved a lot of money.
Not a lot of money. I saved some money.
Smart money.
Yeah, and
Now, let me ask you, when you went into the bartending position, was it something that you kind of gave yourself a goal? Was you working on as a busboy, kind of like that experience was just too tough, and you were like, you know what, man, I just can't wait to become a bartender, so then I can really show people how it's done? Or
No,
or,
I mean,
or,
I just,
you,
I
or
mean,
you
I
just
was,
enjoyed it.
I was kind of young, so like I just applied to something that I knew I was gonna make a little bit of money, and that's why I started as a busboy. But then I started liking the industry, so I became a barback, and that I really like. Definitely more being a barback than a busboy.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
then
could you define, like, barback, busboy? What's the difference? I thought the barback was the busboy. No?
they're kind of, but not. So let's say the busboy is the assistant for the servers,
Got
and
it.
the barback is the assistant for the bartenders.
Bartender. Okay, got it. So then once you became a barback, you kind of were a little bit more relaxed.
Maybe
It's still a lot of
maybe
work.
an easier job with more tips.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's a
Harder job.
I think it's a harder job, but it's a. I mean, you became just more part of a team.
Got
I
it.
mean, especially while I was working. No, doesn't mean every place is like that, but usually bartenders and barbacks are kind of like the same.
Right.
So,
Hey,
and
Emilio
right,
Stefan, and shout out to Emilio. He was very hands-on with bongos, right? He was always there. I used to, the few
mean,
times that I went by there, I always saw him.
I saw him a few times. This was a long time ago, and
Okay.
I only worked there for like 3 months.
Oh, okay.
So it was not
Not-
it was not a long time working there. So
Okay,
Yeah.
so what made you go into this industry? What made you, you know what I mean? Because it's funny, like even nightclubs and restaurant and lounges, it's incredible the smell. Like even the smell, people that are not in the industry, they'll walk into a place in the daytime and they're just like, what is that? Right? And it's kind of like, hey, that's what bars smell like during the day. They're cleaning lines, they're cleaning
money.
yeah, they're cleaning the floor because they smell the money. So, what made you? Where did you go from? How did you go from bartender to like, you know what? Let me put on my business hat on, and let me.
I mean,
now try to- can you tell us a little bit?
I
about,
enjoy bartending and enjoying seeing how other people have fun and how you
Okay.
can be part of that.
Got it.
So since I started barbacking, I was always saving a little bit of money and trying to put a business. So
Yeah.
I
Good for you.
had a pizzeria, I had a restaurant, I had a bunch of things.
So you
Were,
had,
they, were they all good businesses or not all of them?
No, because sometimes now I realize that you cannot just save a little bit of money, put it on something, and keep doing what you're doing, thinking just because you have a business is gonna make you money.
For sure.
So was a lot of failing businesses.
Definitely.
So that's a tip. That's a tip, right? Like don't. So it's kind of like if you put your money into a business, don't think it's gonna run itself. You got to make sure that you kind of focus on that business and stop doing what you're doing and really go in 100%.
I mean, I don't know if 100%, but definitely you have to be there a lot. So
99.
yeah. So,
Point.
so
nine.
maybe whatever you were doing became your part-time job or something like that. But
Exactly.
in this industry, it's kind of easy to do both things at the same time. You see a lot of times people they own bars or nightclubs or restaurants. They still are promoters, door guys, bartenders, just because the money is good, and then also because you still have that
Flexibility.
and that network that you always
Got it.
still meeting people, and you gotta keep those connections because those connections are the one that help you later
When you open up your
when you
business.
open a place. Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
talking about connections and mentioning the fact that you've worked with, you've had your own restaurants, you've had, you have this bar in the middle of Brickell, which is, an important area in
Yeah.
the city of Miami.
Expensive.
An expensive area too. There's one part of what you do that interests me a lot because it's a little bit of thinking outside the box of what the usual people do. You have the nightclubs, you have the promoters that bring the people to the nightclubs, but then there's something that you've been doing. I'm not 100% sure if this is something that you created or how it went or how it got to you, but it's the bar crawl. I don't know if you can explain a little more about what those bar crawls are and where the idea came from.
Yeah, those are kind of like two separate business. So when I got Red Bar, when I took over Red Bar, because Red Bar has been here for a long time, it just happens that I took over about 4 or 5 years ago.
Cool.
There were some bar crawls that happened here in Brickell, but they were not that, they were not that nice. The guy just called you a few days before and tell you that some people are gonna go there, so you never knew how many people were showing up or like what's the special that you have to give them.
Right.
At that moment, I had a person that was doing the marketing at Red Bar, so he was very happy with the marketing that he was doing and the way that he works a lot, and so both of us decided, why we don't start doing bar crawls on the big holidays, the ones that we were talking before, Cinco de Mayo, St. Patrick, Halloween, New Year's.
Right. So for those people that don't know what bar crawls are, we basically we're talking about bar hopping. So you basically be going from one bar to another in the same night, but with a group of people.
Yes.
Right. So you guys put this together.
Yeah, and is it like do you have to subscribe to anything? Is it like how do people find out about this bar crawl? Is there a meeting point, and does that group?
It's always a registration venue.
Okay, so
and
so
that's where everybody have to register.
Okay.
The same day of the bar crawl, even if they buy the tickets before.
Okay.
They have to come with a venue. We give them a wristband. We give them the drink tickets.
So there's actually.
So it's a paid event, no?
It's a paid event.
It's a paid event, yes.
It's a paid event. You pay. You meet here. You get a wristband, and that allows you to go all over Brickell, and pretty much you have agreements with venues where you take this crowd, which it could be between 100 and 200 or.
Yeah, I mean depends of the day, but.
How many people are you expecting? Let's say Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
For your bar crawl.
Well, Cinco de Mayo, we going big. We're doing Brickell, Wynwood, Jacksonville, and Orlando. So we're doing 4 cities, and I don't know, maybe altogether between 5,000 people.
Wow.
Between the 4 cities. No.
So you're talking
I was not expecting
5,000 people bar crawling.
And when you're going from different cities, so you're selling the ticket for this bar crawl, and then what? You get buses and you.
No, so some people do bar crawls where they get a bus and they move 50 people from one bar to another.
Okay.
Our bar crawls are very big, so we choose areas that all the bars are in walking distance.
Got it.
And we usually move between 500 to 1,500 people per bar crawl.
Wow, so it's like it's a massive of people just
Yeah,
wanting
it becomes
to
like an
drink.
event, pretty much. Yeah,
So
like a small
definitely.
festival.
So I could imagine it being a little frustrating if the other person that was organizing it before wouldn't let you know how many people you're getting.
I mean, they were not putting the numbers that we're doing.
Got it. Okay. So those bar crawls were usually, let's say, 300 people, but still, you have to be ready, and you kind of have.
Yeah, they were very
idea,
disorganized. Right? Let's put it that way.
And does your bar
Good for
crawl
you.
have? Yeah. Does your bar crawl have a particular name? Is it the Red Bar Crawl?
No. I mean, Red Bar had nothing to do with the bar crawls.
Oh,
Red Bar is a different company.
It's a different company. So
we
are you normally like the registration place for when you do the Brickell bar crawl, for example, or
no?
Or not
No,
usually? It's just
we
a separate
rotate.
thing?
I mean,
You make it fair for every bar that's included in the crawl.
Yes, and sometimes even the bar crawls are kind of like too big for Red Bar to make it a registration venue.
Got it.
Well, of course. I mean, me being an owner of Red Bar, I make sure at least try to make Red Bar one of the stops. You know,
Of course.
majority of the times.
I mean that tells you something. This is usually, at least when he's been doing it, because I've had the pleasure of taking care of his clients on one of his bar crawls at one of our venues, temporary venues,
Right.
and everything from his side worked perfectly. But the good thing is that it has to be a win-win-win. So the clients have to feel that
they're
they're
getting
getting
a deal.
something. You know, they're paying a certain price that they would normally have to pay way more to have to pay for cover charges or for all the drinks that they're having, etc. Plus having a good time, you know, for that amount of money. Number two, the venues have to get a certain amount of people that they would normally not have at their
Got it.
venues. And number three, they make the money, you know.
Yeah,
Now-
and also it's hard for us to quantify, but we try to make the venues to make some money. You know, we just don't
course.
want to bring you people and then that's it. We bring you people, take it.
How long do people stay per venue?
That's one of the things our bar crawls, like other than registration venue, people can stay as long as they want on each venue. I mean, they usually have a time limit of 4 or 5 hours from the time that the bar crawl starts to the time the bar crawl ends. But you can stay
Exactly.
anywhere
can-
you want.
So you can stay and you know that the next place is another venue. You know the name, but if you're vibing and you like it here,
And also you can go-
I'll see you guys there later, or you could just stay there.
Yeah,
Right.
you can just stay there, or
And
you
you're
can
gonna
go
have-
to a different venue.
And you're gonna have special drink prices because you were.
Yeah.
part
No,
of
not
that.
only
Yeah,
the
also that
prices,
you
they
have
get
you have
complimentary drinks.
You get complimentary drink,
wow.
but you get a special drink prices on all the venues too, and sometimes other venues. Sometimes like so.
The good thing for the venue also is he normally comes with a alcohol backup, so he'll have some support.
Yeah,
if the
sometimes
venue needs
only-
it. Not all the time, but like
Yeah.
he'll have that opportunity if it's possible.
Sometimes we find sponsors and stuff like
Right.
that.
Hey Antar, so would you say that because this is totally just another way of promoting, right? This
is.
for
It
our
is.
listeners. Hey guys, you know, this is I would say a fun,
Outside the box,
a funny, a fun way. You know, if you get bored of just promoting one location, I guess there's many ways of promoting nightclubs and brunches and
Right.
and events. You know, this is a very unique way to.
Yeah, and something I was
kinda
wondering, you mentioned
meet people.
Orlando and what was the other
Yeah.
city? Gainesville, was
It's-
it?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. So this is something that it's easy to replicate in other cities.
yeah.
If you know,
I mean, not really.
Yeah,
Okay.
it didn't seem like
No,
after that.
because actually we've been trying to do it for years,
okay,
and we partnered up with like another company that was doing bar crawls.
okay,
So we went from being 2 people to now we're 4. So
Right.
we're like 4 partners, and
right.
it's easier now, but
Four-
it's still.
4 partners creating, producing the bar crawls.
In,
Yes.
in the other cities.
I mean, on all the cities for now.
Okay.
Like, but
how often do you do these bar crawls? Like, is it every 3 months, every 6 months?
depends. We are in a growing process right now,
Okay.
so we are figuring it out what our next steps. But now we're doing it, let's say, once every 2 weeks, depends of the city.
Cool.
I mean, I heard a number the other day that we were talking, and one of the targets is having 50 bar crawls in a year.
50
bar
where?
crawls in 1 year in
Yeah.
total.
In total, yeah.
Awesome.
You know,
yeah,
that's
that hat
crazy.
looks good on you.
Thank you.
So let me ask you something. What's more fun for you? Is it producing these bar crawls and kind of getting this going with your team, or is it being here at Red Bar? You know,
I
kind of
mean,
like so. Is it like being here, kind of now your
Nah,
relaxed
it's
space?
it's like
or-
having 2 kids, you know, like
Okay.
you love both of them, you know, like it's
Yeah.
But sometimes
it-
you want to smack one in the head.
yeah, nice. It's different. This is a more. This is home.
Got it.
This is like,
This is on cruise control. You already know everything.
and
everything.
I can hang out here and
Yeah.
every week. Well, the other one is good because it's always something different.
Something
Like
different.
our bar crawls, they also evolve. Like sometimes we get bar crawls that happens to be a team bar crawl. It could be Harry Potter or 90s.
Star
Cin-
Wars. You could create
Star
like
Wars,
your
Cinco de Mayo, St. Patrick.
Sky's the limit, man. You know, the ideas.
So then-
Antar, I've been doing the promotion side of the business for a long time, marketing and promotion.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you know that I've been wondering, and I don't know if it's a secret, but how do you get so many people interested in the crawls? What is the main?
That's the magic. I mean, we definitely been doing it for 3 years now. So your database keeps
small,
growing,
like the
growing.
crawls were really small when you started, or what would you say?
We start big, and also I have great partners, and
Okay.
I do a lot of production of the bar crawl, and
Were your partners, were they promoters before? What did they do?
they do marketing.
Marketing. Okay.
Yeah, so they were very good at doing social media marketing and
That's
stuff
what,
like
that's
that.
what I
So
was going to
that's
ask you. Does social media now help you with the bar crawls? Like, is the new way of promoting
I mean,
different?
definitely,
or-
yeah. I mean, now I don't know if this the only way to promote, but it's
Yeah.
kind of, you know.
You know
Like
what?
nobody does any physical things anymore. So we do a lot of Instagram, Facebook, email blasts, do a little bit of flyers and posters, but that's not the main.
Marketing is changing
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah, man,
I
it's
just
amazing.
walked by a guy in a wheelchair, and he has 2 TVs in the back
Oh,
of
I
his
saw that,
wheelchair.
yeah.
and he's
Oh,
promoting.
wow. He was
Yeah,
advertising?
getting paid for advertising on
Wow.
the streets.
But also we work with a lot of promoters too, and people that work in, you know, with colleges and companies, and we have to go and these different companies to offer the bar crawls.
Do people, when they sign up for these bar crawls, do they have to sign a waiver, like that you're not responsible for their drinking? You know, how do you control that? How do you control underage drinking? How do you control if somebody just sees a crowd of people and says, "Hey, what's going on over there?" "Oh, dude, bar crawl, man. Just come in," you know, and kind of bar crawl crush. Does anybody crush the
people,
bar crawl?
Yeah, definitely. Some
Crash,
people can
sorry, not
follow the
crush,
bar crawl,
crash.
but you cannot be part of the bar crawl if you don't
You don't have
register and buy the tickets for.
You don't get the
Got
perks.
it.
You have to be 21 to buy the tickets, and you also have to be 21 to drink at the venues. So on each venue, they're still gonna check your ID and stuff like that. Just because you're part of the bar crawl doesn't mean that
course.
nobody's gonna check your ID. You know?
You know what? One of the things I see in comparison to the way promotion has been done in the past, like the promoter wants to be seen, wants to be known, you know, and wants to be a personality, and you know, like we mentioned the other day, a local celebrity kind of thing. But in his aspect of the business, I've known about the bar crawls for a while. I didn't find out that he was the guy doing the bar crawls, even though I knew who he was. A couple of
You
years.
didn't know.
After
So
years.
you didn't know that he was the one actually producing the bar
Exactly, and until later, and it's funny because it's kind of like a silent promoter in a way, and you know, because you are promoting for the venues, you're looked as a promoter.
Got it.
You know, for the venue, if you look at it from that point of view, the clientele is not kind of feeling like they're going to a promoter because they're buying from this company.
we're more like an event, kind of like a concert,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We
create this event every single time, and it's always kind of different. So it's
You change the venues all the time.
Yeah.
yes, and also it's on different dates. So it's on different setups, different registration venues, different drink specials, and
Antar, where are you from?
I'm from
originally?
Venezuela.
You're from Venezuela. Awesome. Do you see this? Well, you can't see this happening in Venezuela. There's only protests going on over
Right,
there.
yeah.
A protest crawl.
They're crawling, but
Yeah,
differently.
exactly. But you know, Miami helps you because in Miami, does it help in the sense that there's always new venues opening up here in Miami? Does that help? Do you go after? What are the venues that you're going after? Are you going after venues that just opened up? Do you guys approach them as promoters or event producers?
We're not.
Do they come to
We
you?
try not to sell ourselves as promoters.
Okay,
We just doing this event.
got it.
You want to
Producer?
if you want to
Okay.
participate, we can bring you people this certain date.
Yes.
That's it. If you asking me, oh, can you bring people for happy hour? No. Can you
they-
do
it's a
this?
very
they pay a
sell,
fee?
man.
Can
They
you
pay a-
do
They pay a
stuff?
fee to be a part of this of your crawl.
Depends. It's all
Depends. Okay.
It all depends on the
Have
bar.
you done,
'Cause some
have
of
you
them
done a
have
brunch crawl?
No.
Okay, let's talk about it.
All
later.
right. It's hard to do
Early.
bar crawls
Early
during the day, especially in Miami. In other cities, it's easier, but
too
people here in
hot.
Miami is hot, and they like to, you know, they like to go out late.
Hey,
Right.
have you ever tried Cusqueña?
I can try it again.
You can try it now. Okay.
Right.
Well, I was actually going to give it to Julio, but you could try
No,
it.
he has one already. I drink it.
Aiko likes me drinking.
Yeah, no, man. I
Oh, it's
love
good.
when Julio drinks that Cusqueña because it's fresh. Drink that beer.
There you go.
Cusqueña beer, it's a premium lager, great, supporting us, and we're happy to have them here.
We asked you a little while ago about replicating the idea in different cities. I mean, I don't mean replicating your own,
Yeah.
but because definitely I know that everybody has their little secret formula for their business that not everybody's gonna be willing to share the specifics. You know what I mean? But
if you do one of those secrets,
Yeah.
you can tune in.
Oh no,
later.
for sure, right? No, but in reality, it is something. It is something replicable.
I mean, but other cities, they do it in other cities,
no,
and they
for
do
sure.
it. They
It's not
do
that
it
it
good.
doesn't
They do it big
exist.
sometimes.
I think it's based on relationships, right? It's based on relationship and based on how you approach.
For sure. But what I mean about it, the fact, the replicable part of it is there's a lot of cities that are behind.
Yes.
When it comes to nightlife, not everybody's at the same. We're Miami.
Yeah.
Vegas is Vegas, and New York is New York, and LA. But
And everywhere is different.
exactly.
What works here
but
might
for-
not work in New York.
That is true.
Yeah.
But the main idea of the bar crawl is something. Everybody has bars, and
Yes.
people like a good deal nowadays.
Totally.
More than ever, and people are gonna be getting deals when they create this kind of thing. These guys that are in Wichita, by the way,
Yeah,
listening.
hey, shout outs to Wichita.
Our number 2 city right now in listeners
Yes.
is Wichita.
There you go.
Shout out.
And we do a bar crawl
example,
next month in
you
Wichita.
know, you
We'll
never
be
know.
there, okay?
We'll be there. So
You'll meet
don't
Julio.
don't try to do it yourself.
you'll
We
meet-
got it.
But you exactly. But
Yeah.
you just said something.
Exactly.
No, you just said something that I've actually just come to realize, to the realization that the world is so much smaller than we see it,
Yes.
just due to the online, capabilities, the way that we can reach people everywhere nowadays. As a matter of fact, like I said, Wichita, we have people in Toronto, we have people
Shout outs to Toronto.
in England,
England,
in
shout outs
South
to
America,
people
and
in
different cities,
England,
all
South
over the
America.
place. So
We're worldwide, people.
the point is this: if you create something in your city, it's very possible because you have the contacts, the bars, the possibility if you're a promoter.
Hey,
in the
hopefully
business.
we're sparking someone today
To start something new.
to start something new
Yeah,
like
there
this,
is.
Completely,
like a bar crawl. And if
completely.
they do,
And
it'll be great.
the thing is,
if
like,
you
on-
send us an email, write to us, and let us know.
Maybe they can reach this guy
Yeah,
and
of course.
maybe he'll partner with you guys
Yeah,
and create
show
a
you
crawl
how
in your
it's
city
done.
too. You
Yeah.
never know.
For sure.
Definitely.
It's a big possibility. So what I meant with that is with all this new things that you have available, tools. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, JM. I'm
With
here
all
for
these
you.
tools you have, there's ways to promote and get to the people that you want to get to in an easier way. And that's
Yes.
something that we spoke about last episode with social media expert Gali. Shout out to him. But bottom line is you have to know exactly what it is that you're creating, the idea of the bar crawl, the idea
But
of
the thing is,
thinking outside the box.
if
It
you
might
always-
not even be that. It might not even be a bar crawl. It might be something else. But
Yeah, if you figure out a way or think a way that how you can bring extra people to a venue, I mean the venue's always gonna
It's
love
gonna
that.
be- They're gonna
nobody's
love
going to
that.
say no.
Yeah,
as
so
a
like-
venue, I can tell you, nobody will say no to people.
Yes,
And
for
more
people.
sure.
And there's always, I mean, there's a lot of ideas. It doesn't have to be just
Hey,
a bar crawl. It could be a
There
small
was
bar
also-
crawl.
There was also a bike crawl happening. Were you part
With
of
alcohol?
those? With alcohol, yeah.
Is that
no,
legal?
I probably
Yeah,
that
it
was not
actually-
my idea
ex-
to be
mix
drinking
those
and
two.
riding bicycles
Yeah.
at the same
Well,
time.
In Wynwood,
Sounds
they-
fun,
they
but
were doing bike
I might
crawls.
participate, but I will not organize that one.
And it's funny because in Miami, it was working because people kind of, I guess, I don't know. There's people that feel conscious of like drinking, and the fact that you're drinking and
You're drinking and
on a
burning
bike-
calories at the same time.
Exactly. You're
Yeah,
kind of
that's-
like, oh, you're exercising.
Even set out.
It's
Yeah.
not.
We tried doing a little, get together of for people to stop by after the Brickle Run Club on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of like that's that one day of the week that people feel they're exercising.
But let me tell you, there's beer marathons.
Yeah.
There's things that are. I'm telling you, people are.
Yeah, there's all
are
kind of
creative
all
ways.
kind of
You gotta
events
get creative.
around drinking.
Different
you know?
things.
And that's
Promotion
great.
doesn't have to be
That's
the
awesome.
same as always, Not just invite your friends, your family.
Nowadays you cannot just print a flyer and do nothing. Now you gotta think a little bit outside the box.
You have to get ahead
for sure.
and get creative and just make it fun for people.
Everything can't be good all the time. So, I know you had bad experiences with maybe the restaurant industry and learning. We all have flops. I've had bad experiences myself.
Ups and downs.
For sure. But I believe they're necessary. But in this industry, what would you say have been your best and worst moments that you can remember?
In the industry, and let's talk about two things.
Bar crawling and
bar crawling,
bar ownership, or
let's talk about bar crawling. What has been the worst experience with that? And then you can let us know as a business owner.
Always when a business fails, you feel bad because you feel that it's the end. And usually when the business ends, a lot of things gets complicated.
Yes,
usually you're not spending as much time as you want with your family. You're getting home late. You're waking up early, getting out of the house, and you got a business that is failing. You got to figure out how to pay the rent, how to pay the employees,
and how to survive.
How to survive,
yeah.
But those are the bad times. The good times is always when you have an idea and
comes to fruition.
And comes to fruition, and then something that you've been waiting for, then all of a sudden happens, And that's even more than making money or not making money, just having an idea, trying to get to being close to open a place or start a business, and when that actual happens, probably you haven't make $1 or sell anything, but you still don't.
What's a tip that you could give that person who's thinking about opening up a bar? Let's say, what's something that you could tell him right now?
Getting into the industry,
who's listening? Hey, watch out for this. Like, make sure. What's that one thing that you could think of? That sometimes could be the most simplest things. Like, hey, know your numbers, or.
Depends. If you open a bar from scratch, always count the timing is. Your timing is not the same timing the actual takes to open a place.
Got it.
It's like if you sign a lease and start construction and you put your numbers together and everything looks like you're going to open in 6 months, that's probably going to take another 6 months to open. So
that's a good tip.
You got to make sure you have enough money or backup for those months that you're not going to
be. That's a good tip.
So whatever the contractor says, times 2 is one rule for sure.
And be financially ready to be able to hold that down for another 6 months, because if not, if you're only calculating 6 months, if your budget is only for 6 months,
you broke before even you open.
You open, and then now you got to bring in partners.
Happens more than you would ever.
Yeah,
I
can imagine.
It happens all the time.
So that's a great tip. That's a great tip for someone who is about to open up a bar. What about that promoter who's been thinking, man, I just don't want to promote a club or promote a bar. Maybe they listen to us today and they're saying, wow, that's it. I have to create a bar crawl. What's one tip that you could give that person? Hey, look out for this, and you'll have more chances of succeeding than failing.
I always think that something that is very good if you start thinking of on the bar's perspective.
Got it.
No, why you think it's good, is why you think it can work for the bars.
Got it.
Because those are your kind of your main clients and your partners. So a lot of people create events, but they don't think of the other person's benefit. They're thinking about their benefits. So they think about their benefits, but also they don't figure out a way how the bar can make money. And if the bar doesn't make money, they don't care about your event.
So if you create an idea and you create a way and you figure out a way to make that venue feel that they're going to make money, you're already walking in the door winning, because that person's going to, like you said.
And also,
as soon as you figure out a way to bring people in and spend money,
it's got to be a win-win-win.
Yeah, but also be down to earth and be nice. Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
That's
Don't be an asshole,
It's
people.
always a good tip.
Yeah.
Do not be an asshole.
Yeah. Don't
a
do
lot
that.
of promoters come to you and they offer you everything. They offer you the war, and they'll be like, "Oh, I can do a party for you on Saturdays." And we're like, "Okay."
Bring you a
If
thousand
you were
people.
if you were that good, why you don't work on Saturdays
Yeah,
already?
man. Number one rule of promotion.
Oh, that's a good.
Number
you see?
one rule of promotion.
Experience right there.
Under promise and
Yes.
over deliver. You know, you can never come in there and say, I'm gonna pack this place up, I'm the man, I fixed your life.
No,
And
it's-
then when
it's
they
a-
open, they get ready, they bring everybody. I've actually,
It's a working process.
yeah. At the same time, the other happens too. When you go to one place, you under promise, you get there and the venue's not ready for you and service is not the best. So you gotta figure out
And you
Yeah,
notice
it's
how
not
his
gonna be
experience, lets them know, like, okay, if you're so good, how come you're not working on a Saturday night?
Totally.
So
Totally.
that's cool. So those are pretty good tips, right? Like for our people that are listening and learning from us, those are good ways
This
that
is bar hopping the smart way, man. This is
Bar
thinking
hopping
outside
the
the
smart
box.
way.
This is promotion 2.0 for sure.
Yeah, man, I like it. Like, I can't wait to join the next one. Like, I
sure.
want to live it.
Exactly.
I can't wait to,
Exactly. It's
you
true.
know,
Following Saturdays in 10 days from now.
Definitely.
10 days from
Cinco
now.
de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Decide
What's-
which city you want to go, and then
Which
Where
city?
where do people find the crawls online?
Yeah.
I mean on Eventbrite you can see
Okay.
all our bar clothes, but you can find us on Instagram on Where Locals Go,
Where locals go.
Like that.
and the ones here in Miami is Miami Bar Crawls.
Okay. Miami bar crawls.
Miami's with an S.
No,
Bar
no,
crawls?
Miami Bar Crawls.
Miami bar.
Miami
crawls.
bar crawls.
Okay.
All right. At the end of every episode that we do, we have a little segment
Yeah.
that we like to call the Night Father.
The Night Father.
Okay.
We are both fathers,
Yes.
and
I'm a father too.
and
Yeah,
and,
that's
and,
what
and
we're-
I just realized
Yeah.
that you are a father too.
Yes.
You have one kid,
I got 2 kids,
2 kids. How old?
2.5 and 1 year. Yeah. 2.5 daughter and a year-old boy.
Nice. I have twins, 1.5 also.
Yeah.
So it's a nice time.
Yeah, you're not
Um,
getting any sleep.
So
No.
we always have a little talk that has a little to do
I have a
with
3-month-old.
parenting.
Okay.
So none of us is
And,
Wow.
and plenty
And a
more.
1.5.
Plenty more.
Congrats.
And a 10-year-old.
And
And a 24-year-old.
there you go. So
There you
he's
go.
got them all.
You have-
Yeah.
I have a
I
4-year-old.
haven't
and
slept like
twins.
in 25 years.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all those kids.
Yeah, man, we love
How
you.
many?
Love all
So
my
we
babies.
got what? 9 kids right here.
Yes.
Wow.
Man,
We're responsible for 9 lives
a
right
lot
here.
of kids,
man.
man.
Isn't that cool?
It's crazy.
That being said, could I get another Cusqueña?
Which answers the question: can you be a parent in a nightlife? This already answered it. Now the question in this case, I know your children are young, but now that you're working with the bar crawls,
Yes.
you're doing the whole thing. Do you think the legal drinking age is fine, or do you think it should be lowered, or when do you think the right legal drinking age should be?
I mean, I think 21 is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
younger than that, I don't think it makes that much sense, like.
So you didn't
So-
drink when you were under 21?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did. It's just, I just don't think it's smart to let it be that way for everybody,
Yeah, because it's in South America, the
It's
legal
18, yeah.
it's 18 years
Yes.
and older. So do you believe that 18-year-old still isn't kind of like mature enough?
They're ready
be
to
able
vote,
to,
but they're not ready to drink.
I mean,
Something
I don't
that
know.
you
I don't know
think-
if you're mature enough at 18 or 21. I just think
Yeah.
just because I do bar crawls and I
Yes.
own a bar doesn't mean drinking is good.
Of course.
It's just
It's amazing.
yeah. It's it's good if people behave the right way.
Got it.
So,
And there's people that are way over 25 years old and
Yeah,
they
I
still
mean,
don't know how to drink.
Oh, yeah.
So-
It's just it's not just the age, but it happens the younger that you are, the
Hey, and does it add pressure, or is it harder being in this business and being a dad? With a 1-year-old baby. Is it if for that promoter or that person who's thinking about opening up that bar, and their wife is pregnant, and he's thinking, you know what, let me try to do it after the baby's born, or could we tell that person it's just gonna get harder, so open it now, don't stop, just
I mean, I don't think
There's never.
it's never a right time to.
Okay.
But the thing is, one of the most important thing, at least in my experience,
Yes.
is I always work at bars or nightclubs or hotels. But just because you work in those bars doesn't mean you're part of the party every single time. You know,
Exactly. It's a business.
and I think that's one of the main problems that a lot of people have is they party like rock stars.
I think I
every
drink
single
more at the podcast than
every
I drink at
single
the
day,
club
you know.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
took
crazy.
advantage of
I mean,
that.
I'm not
That's good.
gonna talk about back in the day. Maybe someday, you know, our production team wants me to talk about all those partying days, but you know, we'll talk about that later.
Hey, so a good tip that he just gave us is kind of like, hey, you know, if you're in the business, be responsible. You know, if you have a family, it doesn't mean like you're gonna party like a rock star. You know, just be conscious.
Totally.
You have your wife home, you have your babies. You want.
I mean,
make sure
especially
get
if you
home.
have your wife and kids, you want to spend as much time possible if you can
course.
with them, you know.
And regarding the children, one tip of our own, something that, you know, the way I see it is, it's really not about when they start drinking. It's really more about where they do it and with whom. So if you open up with them, if you allow them to do it, but they do it close to you, you know who they're with.
Yes.
You know, they're hanging with you. They, you know, have a few drinks with their friends when they're 18, 19, whatever, at your home, and get them to realize that it's
not a big
normal,
deal.
it's not a big deal, but at the same time, they
Be
gotta,
responsible.
be responsible. I think, you know, in my opinion, that's the right
Yeah.
way to go.
Well, if you're gonna drink a Cusqueña, make sure you're 21 and over, though. For sure.
Our legal team just called him and
Yeah,
right
yeah. They
here.
just make sure that's very clear. It is.
Yeah, like
Antar, so man, we're glad
This is awesome.
you
This
you
has
had this
been
interview
very
today.
informative.
You know, a lot of people that we call are always like, man, I don't know if I can do an interview. I don't like cameras. I don't like talking, you know, my accent or whatnot. And even though you actually did mention some of those, in the end you said, but that's what makes me want to do it even more.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, man, because that's
awesome.
that's the way it should be, you know. Gotta get rid of those fears.
yeah,
and
I'm
go
always
against
being shy of like
Just go for
speaking
it.
in front of people
well, let me
or
tell
cameras.
You, you've done a great
or,
job.
Yeah.
You know, no pressure. There's only 1 million people watching us. It's
Yeah.
good.
Only a million?
Great. Yeah,
Okay.
only 1 million.
That's not bad.
So one more time, we're gonna
Give our
tell you guys
shout-outs.
what our website,
Yes.
our Instagram,
Let them know where you can find us.
you know, where you can find us. www.nightlifeentrepreneurs.com/podcast. You can find us in YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Facebook, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't even
Just
know.
Google us.
Podomatic.
Automatics.
So all of those Nightlife Entrepreneurs. Actually, I found us. I don't know. I was searching for you, and
Hey,
I found us on Google
if,
right there.
and if people have questions, you know, they could write to us. You have any questions, or there's a specific topic you want us to cover, we're open for ideas, right? That would be awesome.
Yes. Go also Nightlife Entrepreneurs at the beginning, nightlifeentrepreneurs.com. On the first page, you can subscribe right there. You're gonna get our newsletters. You're gonna get all the information. You can ask us questions through there. So amazing.
Next week we're gonna have
thank you for
we're gonna be
listening, guys.
interviewing. Who we're gonna interview next week? Is it the bouncers? Bouncer.
It could go the bouncer way. It could go the boutique liquor
boutique
way,
distributor.
or it could go in the hostess direction too.
We have a lot of things for you guys.
Yes, there
So,
are different possibilities
Yeah.
for next week. It all depends on the weather.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
On the weather?
for
Yeah,
sure.
it's weird, but it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Miami, man.
Okay. It depends on
It's
the weather.
rain on us,
All right.
right?
So yeah, thank
Hey,
you for coming, man. Thank you for
Todd,
coming.
Thank
well,
you, guys.
actually,
Great interview.
Thank you for hosting us here at Red
Actually,
Bar
at Red
in
Bar.
Brickell. Don't
Thank
forget
you, guys.
to visit.
The drink. What is it? Red
Yeah,
Bar. The what?
Red Bar Drink Company.
The drink company. See you
Follow.
next week, guys.
Take care.
Bye.